in all due rights of your office, sir, to speak on what your opinions are for this proposed change, but you do not speak for my reasoning capacity of being here as if I'm bought and sold, because I'm here to tell you I'm not. So you may need to change your delivery when you have other people on the stage. That was not fair. That's all I got to say.
By the way, you felt indicted. Are you guilty?
No.
I'm going to step in here. I will repeat what I said earlier. The members of the panel had one charge from the consortium, and that was to conduct as fair and open and neutral a series of forums as we could. I hope we're doing a good job at that. If we're not, if you believe that we're showing favoritism, please tell us. I do not have a timepiece. I'm going to ask how much time we have left. We have 15 minutes. We have additional questions from the audience. I would invite our speaker back up. And if you have a question, please write it down. We have a little bit of time. We are requiring...
I just was curious.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry, you're out of order.
I'm sorry.
We're taking questions in written form. Someone will hand you a card, and we're trying to get to all of them. Somebody who has a question.
Somebody's glasses are up here, by the way.
Very quickly, there was a citizen who, I just want to remind the citizen that the attorney is not here to form an opinion on if you should vote in favor of or not these proposals. She's simply here to help explain, so it's not a convoluted process, anything about the different proposals, information that you want to give. So I want to remind you that that's the capacity in which she's working. The other question I had was, from the audience, what powers do the city commission have? And that answer is in the city charter. I know it's a long document, but I'm sure that if you're seeking some additional information, you can probably find it in that document, and perhaps you want to speak to your actual city commissioner or the person that represents you now about the answer to that question.
I guess I'll pose a question then. As written here, do you know why Mr. Harris isn't proposing these changes to the community?
Why he is not proposing them to the community?
Yes, I'm reading it as written.
Oh, you mean like why he's not up here right now? Because it is going before the voters. I mean, so I guess I'm not clear.
Well, again, I'm simply reading the question.
Okay.
Why Mr. Harris is not proposing these changes to the community.
Right here, up here, speaking to you right now? Is that the question?
We can interpret it that way, I think.
Or
if you know.
Okay. Because I guess my first thought when I first heard the question was, well, he certainly is proposing it to the community because it's going to a vote. So he is. That's my first answer. And then why he's not up here directly, I suppose because I'm the one that drafted these, and from a legal standpoint, probably most familiar with the ins and outs of the law here. So that's why it's me up here.
Okay, other questions?
May I ask a question?
Of course.
It came to me, this proposed city charter amendment, is it available to the citizens? Is it online? Is it on the city website? Or will it be published again in the newspaper? The piece that I saw in the newspaper, it was not broken down by proposal, it was the whole thing. I had to get special glasses to read it, but would that be of value with, I think about the fact that we have all these pages. Are they available to anyone that wants them easily available?
Certainly, they're orders, they're commission, they're absolutely in order, so. And that being said, what was published, again, is probably the most informative document because it doesn't just summarize all the concepts, like the ballot questions have to in less than 100 words. It actually spells out the existing charter provision and then how it would look if it were changed. So it's probably more helpful to read what was in the paper. Or you can, of course, go and get the order itself from City Hall. So there's two different ways to get that information. The order itself has all of that and also has all of the ballot questions that you just saw at the end. So it's an even longer document. By law, you don't have to publish that all at once. So, that's why they're broken into.
I have a couple of questions that were posed, and I'm just going to answer them from the chair here. One question was, why not open questions to existing commissioners in the audience? I had some input into that, and to the extent that I did, I'll try to answer it. The thought was to have the mayoral candidates involved at this first of the forums and at the last of the forums. There will be forums for the at-large commissioner candidates and for the ward commissioner candidates, at which they would be free to comment on the ballot proposals or any other issues for the particular ward or for the city as a whole. We did frankly think about that, but to have any number of people up here we thought would be unwieldy. And that's the reason why that decision was made. But again, there will be additional forums, and everything relevant to the city of Benton Harbor is fair game at any of the 3 upcoming forums. So I would encourage whoever asked that question to make sure that they go to the candidate forum.